So this video going to deal about the problems of cyber anti-pattern concept, forces in cyber anti-patterns, cyber anti-pattern templates. Here we are going to discuss about the problems, cyber anti-patterns. So briefly about anti-patterns. Anti-patterns represent the latest concepts in a series of revolutionary changes, in computer science and software engineering thinking. The repeated failures, or negative solutions are very highly valuable, for anti-patterns. Anti-pattern concepts. So here we can observe the figure 1. Clearly it says about anti-pattern concepts. So here we can find out context and causes, anti-pattern solution, symptoms and consequences, again the refactored solutions, gives the benefits, related solutions and consequences. Okay, let's talk about anti-pattern concepts. Design forces are competing concerns, priorities and technical factors that influence the choice of solutions. In anti-patterns there are two solutions basically, the anti-pattern solutions and the refactored solution. An anti-pattern basically having two solutions. They have anti-patterns solutions and the refactored solutions. So about anti-patterns solutions, it is going to deal about or it is going to represent a commonplace dysfunctional situation or configuration. The anti-pattern solution may be the result of multiple choices over an extended system life cycle, or it may be have evolved inadvertently. Every solution or design choice yields benefits and consequences. So coming to the refactored solution. So refactored solution, it gives the results from the reconsideration of the design force and the selection of a more effective solution. The refactored solution yields benefits that outweigh its consequences. There may be also related solutions or variations that also resolve the design forces beneficially. So this is about anti-patterns, two solutions, anti-pattern solution and the refactored solution. So forces in cyber anti-patterns. The major types of forces in anti-patterns, which includes primal, horizontal and vertical forces. Three forces in anti-patterns: primal forces, horizontal forces, and vertical forces. The primal forces, are pervasive design forces present in almost every design decision. So horizontal forces are the forces that can apply in all domains, can be applied in all domains, wherein vertical forces are domain or system specific design forces. So this is what the difference between the horizontal forces and vertical forces. So vertical forces, it is system specific design forces, wherein horizontal forces can be applied in all domains. The primal design forces in the cyber security domain, which is going to include management of functionality, management of confidentiality, and the management of integrity, and also the management of availability. So we probably recognize this formulation as the famous confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So that is CIA, okay, tried from IT security. So we have already come across okay, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So the functionality design force is added because it drives the other forces. System are granted accreditation with respect to a defined level of confidentiality, functionality. Functionality is tested and verified by the developers prior to security testing. So this type of the functionality testing is done by basically okay, from the software developers prior to the security testing. So about the confidentiality, so confidentiality is the protection of information on the system. So in most current systems, the information is the primary resource being secured, and the sensitivity of the information defines the level of risk and security priority for each system or database element. So management of integrity is okay, integrity is the protection of the coherence of the data and the system metadata. Okay, for example, configuration. The significant threat of damage to data can be very costly to remediate. So the threat affects even the most sensitive systems that have very limited media with malware can migrate to those systems through normal and enormous operations. So coming to the management of availability. So availability okay, is the continuous readiness of the system to execute its functionality in response to users and other systems, requests, and the ability to continually access its data. So availability is an aspect of more general concept of quality of service, okay, that is QoS, quality of service. So quality of service is a service level requirement for the system, such as it is going to guarantees of throughput, bandwidth, or user request response time. So in order to assure the security of a system, testing is a necessary thing. Okay? A test is a comparison of two things, such as security specification and a system implementation. So as a result, requirements for functionality, confidentiality, integrity, and availability should be clearly identified in the system documentation. Cyber anti-pattern templates. So we know what is templates. Okay, it's a standard pattern of our process. Okay, so what is the standard formats okay, for anti-patterns? The two templates, okay, which is going to include in the anti-pattern template. So that is micro anti-pattern template and the full cyber anti-pattern template. Okay, we can use the micro template okay, for a simpler patterns in which detailed explanation is not necessary. Okay, here okay, detailed explanation about the anti-pattern is not needed. We can use the full okay, cyber anti-pattern template for the more complex and the more important anti-pattern, providing a much more complete coverage of the problem and the solution. So this is what a simple difference between the micro anti-pattern template and full cyber anti-pattern template. Basically, okay. So there is a two differences. Full cyber anti-pattern template can, okay, here it needs to, okay, a full description about the problem and the solution, and here we no need to explain in detail. And full cyber anti-pattern template can be used for okay, complex and okay, yeah, complex okay, problems, and micro anti-pattern template can be used for okay, simple problems and solution. So here we can find out okay, from the figure 2 cyber anti-pattern templates types, okay, basically two types: micro anti-pattern templates and full cyber anti-pattern template. So we'll discuss in detail about micro anti-pattern template over here. The micro anti-pattern, it's a flexible and informal way to represent anti-patterns. The components of a micro anti-pattern templates are name. Okay, the first anti-pattern template component is a name. Okay, name is going to describe about the name of the micro anti-pattern is usually a projective term. Okay, projective term suggesting the negative consequences of the anti-pattern presence. The second component of micro anti-pattern templates, anti-pattern problems. So it is going to describe the problem section, summarizes the micro anti-pattern symptoms, consequences, and the characterization. The third component for micro anti-pattern template, refactored solution. The solution section summarizes alternative ways to resolve the anti-pattern design forces with improved benefits. Because the micro anti-pattern template is so simple, and it can be presented without the formally of templates at all. Okay, basically there are three components in the micro anti-pattern templates, and all the components okay, are mandatory components. So now about full cyber anti-pattern templates. Okay, about in detail. So as micro anti-pattern templates have okay, components, full cyber anti-pattern templates also having a few components. We'll see that okay, what are the components present inside the full cyber anti-pattern template. The full cyber anti-pattern template has two main parts basically, okay, header and a body. So header is having okay, few components, and a body also have okay, some components. The header gives a quick sense of anti-pattern and the solution, inviting the reader to okay, dive deeper. So a body section, okay, it contains the pattern detail. Okay, so it gives the content in the okay, pattern details. A full cyber anti-pattern template, it allows for a more structured and comprehensive definitions with additional anti-pattern attributes. So many of the attributes are considered optional depending on the particulars of the anti-pattern concern. So okay, finally the full cyber anti-pattern template have two main parts, header and a body. Okay, header is also having some components and body also having some components. So header is like okay, quick sense of anti-pattern and the solutions, and a body okay, it gives the okay, I mean it contains the okay, patterns in detail. Okay, we'll see that now the components of headers and the components of a body in detail. Now let's see the fields. components of header. The heading fields are anti-pattern name. It is going to describe about the name is a unique projective noun phrase. The intent is to make this anti-pattern a well-known phenomenon, easily recognizable with an organizational reputation as an important security gap. So second component, also known as, so many anti-patterns are known by various names across the different organization. Okay, some known names are analogous names from different domains are listed here. A given organization might want to adopt a name from this list if their members find it suitable. So third component is refactored solution names. One or more names of alternative solutions are listed over here. This purpose is to give the reader a sense of the direction that this patterns write-up is heading towards, and to promote a common terminology for the solution. Identity associated with the anti-pattern. So fourth component is unbalanced primal forces. So this is going to describe about least the primal design forces that are poorly resolved by this anti-pattern. So the last component, anecdotal evidence. So these are some clips that characterize this anti-pattern. These phrases are sometimes heard when the anti-pattern is present and in the early recognition of the anti-pattern. So here all the components are again mandatory. Okay, we need to use all the components under header fields. Okay, so about all these components will understand well when we look into the anti-pattern catalog. Coming to the body section, the body has several components. We will discuss in detail. The first component is background. Actually, the background component is optional. Okay, if you want, we can use this component for particular anti-pattern. Okay, so else it is not required to use. So this field provides contextual explanation that are potentially useful or general interest, but are not central to the anti-pattern and its refactored solution. Second component is anti-pattern solution. This field is going to define the anti-pattern solution through diagrams, explanations, examples, and discussion of design forces. The anti-pattern solution is a commonly occurring situation or configuration with significant security implications such as risks, threats, and vulnerabilities. The third component is causes, symptoms, and consequences. Okay, this section is going to list the typical causes, common symptoms, and resulting consequences of the anti-pattern solution. The intent is to make it easier to recognize the anti-pattern and understand how and why its replacement is necessary. So next one is known expectation, refactored solution and examples. So this field is going to define the refactored solution. The refactored solution is proposed as an alternative to the anti-pattern solution. Refactoring is a process of replacing or reworking a given solution into an alternative solution. The new solution is going to resolve the design forces differently. Particularly, it is going to providing a more effective solution that is going to resolve the design forces more satisfactorily. So related solution is similar to the refracted solution. Okay, some the related some solutions which are present are mentioned over a refracted solution. Okay, related to the problems. Okay, the related solutions are listed over here. If there are potential solutions to the anti-patterns, okay, they are listed. They are identified in this section. So there are different approaches to resolving the same problem that don't conveniently fall under the umbrella of the chosen refracted solution. So whatever the solutions are not mentioned over here in the refracted solution, okay, so those solutions can be listed in the related solution. Okay, so this is all about the body section, the components of the body. So again, about each and every components of a body, we'll understand well when we started discussing about the anti-pattern catalog. Okay. So that I will discuss in the next video lecture. Through this video, we have come across the problems of cyber anti-patterns concept, forces in cyber anti-patterns, cyber anti-pattern templates. If you have any doubts after watching this video, feel free to post your doubts in comment section so that I am able to answer your doubts. Thank you for watching my video.